Good morning, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Hi, Rich.
Hi, Becky.
I've missed you.
I know. Can we just... You had a great weekend.
I did have a great
I want to hear
weekend.
all about it.
So, Craig and I went to Asheville, and we went to go see the Alabama Shakes, which I love the Alabama Shakes. This is the second time I've seen them. And Brittany Howard's voice is just so beautiful. So beautiful.
Okay. I don't know who they are.
We're going to have to fix that, people. We are gonna have to have a little sing-along party. You're gonna have to come over. I cried. One of her songs is like, I think just the music is so beautiful anyway.
Yeah.
It's like Americana.
Yeah.
And she's just so powerful. And she has this one song called This Feeling, and it tells this story essentially of like fighting and hoping and dreaming for the things that you want, but then like she repeats, I know I'm going to be all right. And then as it goes on, it's, I've achieved these things and I'm feeling good, and don't take this feeling from me now. So it's just, I cried. I can't even explain why. I mean, I was just sitting there enjoying the show, and then I'm just crying.
That's what happens. That's what music does.
Just that one song.
Yeah.
And then I like pulled it together and I was fine.
Was Craig like, what are you doing? Or Craig was like...
He's like, oh, this is Becky.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know if he noticed I was crying because the way we were seated, it was this, I kind of felt like I was in a high school gym, to be honest with you. So this space that they have, so the way we were sitting next to each other, Craig was on my right and I was sitting here, but the stage was down at the other end. So I was like this. So he wasn't watching.
So kind of sitting like we are, like that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I was just, quietly, doing the...
So Alabama Shakes is the group name.
That's the group name.
A female lead vocalist, I'm guessing.
Yes, and she plays the guitar.
Of course she does.
She probably plays other things too.
I saw a video from, because we had tagged them in something, and so we were following them, obviously, and I'm sure they'll be following us back soon. And I saw a video of them performing, and I was like, oh, this looks like a fun group.
So good.
Like, very theatrical, very, very Becky is really what I thought.
I just love them. And the first time I saw them, I didn't even go specifically to see them. My husband, for Christmas one year, bought us tickets to, now I won't remember what it was. This Gulf Shores Music Festival. That's not what it's called, but it was this big music festival. And I really love Cage the Elephant. Me too. I was like, do you not know who they are? And so we went, and so for that one, we saw Cage the Elephant, and then Alabama Shakes was also there, Florence and the Machine, Lenny Kravitz. Like, I have decided I'm too old for a music festival, and so I much preferred this. I felt like I was in a high school gym, small venue with one band, but that experience was really great because I saw so many great acts.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
We were just talking, Tony and I were just talking about music festivals. I love Summerfest in Milwaukee. And there was a music festival in Charlotte last year that I think got canceled.
Yeah, I think they did it 2 years maybe.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing.
And we need a music festival here.
Yeah.
But I like the ones where you're not crammed in there with 500,000 people, where there are stages and they're spread out. So you can take a little walk.
I need a little bit of room.
Right, to go
a little quiet time.
Yeah.
Like with that music festival that Craig and I went to, part of it was on the beach. And so we kind of dug out and made these really nice beach loungers for ourselves, for lack of a better word. But then, of course, as it started, more people kind of come forward. And even though I certainly wasn't trying to be up towards the front of it, because I was like, no, let me hang towards the back. Yeah. I know myself. I know where I want to be. Then it just really crowded in. Well, and I don't like that.
Maybe a 2027 The Hump Music Festival.
Oh, this is
at
very
the Bowl
ambitious.
And Valentine.
This is very ambitious.
And all local musicians.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah. So the people out there who know the people and the music and the stuff.
We do. We will. We'll do a call for it. If you're a musician and you want to be part of our music festival. That Becky is totally on board for. I think that could be really fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe not. And especially since while you were at a music festival, I was at estate sales. That's what I did this weekend.
What did you buy?
Not a damn thing.
Nothing?
No, we started... Okay, so here's my question. This is how this started. And I was with your animals, of course.
My babes.
Yes, very fun times. but it started out as Community Garage Sale Day on Saturday.
Oh.
And are you a garage sale person?
No.
Not at all.
So I never have been, and I was also not an antique junk store kind of person. And then, I don't know, a few years ago, I had a friend who was, and she dragged me somewhere, and I have this 1950s refrigerator, like big refrigerator, and I found that, and it was beat up, and it was yellow, and it had stickers all over it, and I thought, oh, I could get this
that's what
and
I need.
refinish this, and I did. And then she dragged me to some other place, and then I found I have they're old mailboxes, and so they all have little keys, and I found these 2 units. They're probably 24 by 24, and I thought, ooh. And so then I bought those, and Craig had to help me make a whole cabinet to put them in. And then she dragged me to another one, and I saw this hair dryer chair, like vintage, like the chair with the thing that comes up with the blow dryer, and it's got the ashtray and the armrest, and I didn't buy it, and I regretted it for like 3 years. I thought, damn, I should have bought that hair dryer chair. So the minute I went and I saw one somewhere else, I bought it. So I say no, I never was, but I do have all of these things that I'm actually really excited about.
It seems like you do. But you are apparently going to the good ones, because I was not going to the good ones.
No.
And I feel like they have, like when I grew up, garage sales, yard sales were like a big deal.
Yeah.
And people put out good stuff, not just their junk. And you would have like multiple households that would come together, and it would be and so we went to like the community garage sales, and you drive around, and there are, thousands of homes in these communities, and 100 of them do the garage sales. So you drive around, not find anything, you get frustrated, and then we left. And then we went to another one where we did see a couple, and of course we walk up, and it's this like older woman's home, and she's there with her little friends, and they're like talking to each other, and of course Tony and I are like
My Precious Moments figures or something.
And we were right into it, and we were buying DVDs like it was Blockbuster, and we started to like, it's hard to find, like you park and then you go to one, and then if it's not good, then you have to drive around. And she was like, I know, I think they should all be centralized, and it's very hard when you go into all these homes and you can't find them and no one's participating. And I was like, yeah, you are right.
Yeah, if it was a big one with a lot of homes, I could see myself maybe perusing.
Sun City does it very well. Everybody goes to the like clubhouse community center, and everybody has like a parking space full of all of their wares.
How do they get all their crap there? They're old.
I don't know. They're kids.
I guess no, it's an active community.
Yes.
So
yeah, and they're all there, and they all have little spaces, and some of them for their bigger items have like pictures of it. They like, oh, here's my dresser that's for sale that isn't here.
That's pretty smart.
Then you just, otherwise it's a lot of waste
smart.
of time. So then we went to a couple estate sales, bought nothing.
Yeah.
Came home. I watched Bridge to Terabithia this weekend. Have you ever seen it?
No.
I had never seen it either.
It sounds right up not my alley.
It's a Disney movie, like a live-action Disney movie from 2007. And it was very slow until all of a sudden I was crying.
Oh. So we both had tearjerker weekends.
Yeah, but mine was because of a death in a movie that I was not expecting. Sorry if I ruined a 20-year-old movie for people, but it was not a great movie, but it was a good movie once someone died. Anyway, that's what I did.
How about the animals?
The animals were great.
Did Skyballs want to go in and out 975 times?
So I think
Skyballs is my dog. She's my old dog.
Yes, and she is one, like, I've never seen an old dog be old and then go outside and run around.
She goes crazy. She has these bursts.
Yeah. She was so fun. But I think I was on her spot on the couch.
Well, if you're in the spot, then that's the spot she wants. So if you move, well, you can trick her. So if she is sitting somewhere and that's where you want to be, you sit on the couch for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then you get up, even if you don't really need to get up, you get up and go into the kitchen and just, I don't know, wash her hands, get a glass of water. And while you're gone, she will take your spot and then you get the spot you really wanted back.
Yeah. Well, the first night...
Because she just wants to be wherever you were.
I wish I would have known that.
Yeah.
I felt like the first night I was in her spot, which apparently I was not. So she got up a lot and then was like sleeping next to me on the floor. Like, okay, asshole. And then the next night... she did the thing, like, I was not near the couch, and then she was in that spot, and I was like, okay, so I'll go sleep. And then she slept most of the night. But then she gets up, and then she's like, I'm going to go out, and then I'm going to come in. But now I'd like to, like, it was like an hour of her just going in and out.
I think she has some sort of dementia, she wakes up and she thinks, did I go outside? I don't know. I better just go outside. And then sometimes she'll go and just stand on the deck and come in and then go back out and then maybe leave the deck. I think she just forgets. But I will say the one time I was like, no, you are not going out. You have been out 100 times already. She really had to go.
Yeah.
So.
See, that's what I'm afraid of. I have to cough. Hold on, everybody.
You've been sick since Vegas.
I know. I don't know.
You had too much fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think I caught something while I was in the Twister.
The Twister.
Leaf or dust. Yeah. Too much dust from Twister.
Yeah. You know how those tornadoes are.
Yeah. I don't know. It's better. I'm on medication. Oh, good. Here's a story. So I did telehealth.
Oh, good.
Finally. Tony was like, can you stop?
Yeah, like you're annoying me.
Yeah.
I hope you feel better.
Yeah. So I paid $50 to go to a telehealth thing for 3 minutes of my life for her to send in a prescription, which I went to go pick up, which then it was for a nose spray and some pill, Claritin probably. And my insurance didn't cover the Claritin Extra or whatever it was. So then I ended up so then I just went and bought Claritin. Which I could have just done to begin with.
That's really annoying.
Yeah. But
the whole insurance thing is such a scam.
Yeah.
And I come from the world of HR where I know how important insurance is because things are so expensive, but the whole system of healthcare is insurance is not healthcare. I mean, is what it comes down to. But we use them like they're one and the same. They are not very much.
Definitely not the same.
No.
So I think eventually it'll I don't know.
Get better.
Yeah. Because I think we also came back from Vegas when everything was like...
blooming.
Yeah. So I just walked into that as well.
Yeah. The pollen is atrocious.
Yeah. So hopefully I'm not contagious. Otherwise...
You can't be because I would have gotten it by now.
That's true. And I was coughing.
And I feel good.
I was coughing all over your house while you were gone. So we'll see.
I feel great.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We have a big show today. We've got the Waxhaw Community Theater here.
I know. I'm excited.
I know. You didn't get to be. You were gone while I talked to them. So
yes.
We have that.
Yes.
They're not here live at 7 a.m.
No.
But they're going to be chatting. They have a new show that opens next week, so that's fun.
I love that we had a conversation about community theater, and I went to Charlotte Theater, and then boom. Like that magic. You have. You're like, oh, I'm talking to Waxhaw Community Theater. I'm like, oh, okay, great.
Ask and you shall receive here on the hump.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah. We've got a game I created that we're going to play later, of course.
You've got all kinds of things. You've been busy.
Listen, you were
out
having fun, and I was working. It was a working weekend.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Do we want to do the spinny wheel?
Yeah.
I feel like, I know we had that digital version, but I just love this. So, sorry.
If we land on the one that's blank because it's a question we've already asked, then we have to make up a question on the spot. Okay.
Well, there's another one in here that we did last week that I didn't.
Okay.
Which one was it? Was it the reality TV show?
No, we had a genre of movie because I was like,
yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Well, if we land on, do you want to spin it?
I do because I like the sound.
Here, let's do it this way so people can watch, and then you have to lean in.
That was a wimpy spin.
Try it again. There we go.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
That's some ASMR.
Now we are talking.
What do we land on?
Oh, if your county had Yelp reviews, what would the top complaint be?
Well, I feel like we all know that, right? Traffic?
Yeah, it would be traffic. Yeah.
Traffic. Oh.
Always. Oh, there went the wheel.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, that would definitely be the top. It would be like, oh, things were so much fun when I got there. The traffic.
What would it be for you? What would your Yelp review be?
I would say great experience, great people, had so much fun, definitely recommend everything. And then it would just be like, oh, the traffic was kind of slowed things down, but we still had a great time.
Yeah.
I think I generally, when I leave those kinds of reviews, are a little more generic. And so that's why mine would be generic. Like, yeah. How about you? I feel like you'd be more thoughtful.
Yes, but I feel like I don't have enough time to think now. Let's shelf that for next week. Yeah, I feel like I would be like, once I got there, I had a blast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish I had more vegan options, though. I would probably put that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of vegan options, I ordered from Beyond, the Beyond Test Kitchen. So I do eat meat, but not very often. I'm not vegan because I love me some cheese and dairy and ice cream and all that stuff. But I ordered these Beyond meat from their test kitchen. Like, they're not in stores yet. I found you can only order them directly from them. And they are like a protein that kind of looks like steak. Did you try it?
I did not try it.
Okay.
Because I want to have it when we have I want to grill. I want a whole experience with them.
Okay.
And then maybe.
Because I can't wait to try it.
Well, let's plan that so we can all have a little. I'm sure y'all want to see that live. I say 7 a.m. steaks. Steak and eggs.
Steak and eggs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get just egg or something.
I usually just have protein coffee at 7 a.m., but...
They make a protein drink, too. I just saw Beyond.
Yeah, I saw that, too. Because my protein coffee is not vegan.
What's a protein coffee?
Well, I take this collagen peptides protein that my doctor recommended, and I mix it with a little cream, and I froth it up. It makes like a really nice foam, and then I just brew my coffee into that.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so it tastes good. I enjoy it. It's not sweet because I don't like sweet coffee.
Yeah. All right.
Get my protein in, middle-aged lady.
Yeah.
All about that protein.
Use code HUMP for 10% off whatever she's... Not really, I don't know. We should have those things, though.
Yeah.
We will.
Someday.
Yeah, once we get
As
better.
our viewership grows.
Once our producers get better on this show.
Yes. Yes.
What do you want to talk about?
How about if we talk about some events? Because there's a lot of stuff coming up this weekend.
Okay.
Let me get to my notes here.
Sure.
Actually, we've got one thing coming up Thursday. So tomorrow, you don't even have to wait for the weekend.
No.
That is the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office is sponsoring Cover the Cruiser. It is a fundraiser for the Special Olympics of South Carolina. And that one is being held right here at Dunkin' Donuts in Indian Land. 7:30 to 11
a.m.
And I got to say, I do love me some donuts.
I know.
And I'm happy to support the Special Olympics of South Carolina. So I feel like that is a win-win right there.
Isn't that also what the Polar Plunge is for? The Special Olympics?
Yes.
It happens at Walnut Creek?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. Is it everywhere that sheriff's offices, or is that just maybe one of their causes that they champion? Do you know? I don't know.
The Polar Plunge or this thing?
The Special Olympics. Like, is that because they run the Polar Plunge, right?
Yes.
And then they're sponsoring this Cover the Cruiser event to support Special Olympics.
I don't know. Good question.
Okay, I'll have to
If only we had access to the internet and a computer to look those up.
Oh, gosh.
Wherever would we find the answers to these questions we have? We don't know.
You know what? When I go there, because I probably will, because it's tomorrow morning, 7:30 to 11, Indian Land, Dunkin' Donuts, to support Special Olympics, I can ask them, like, hey, I noticed you also have other events that are supporting, so tell me more.
So tune in next week and we'll find out. Or do a live stream.
I'm going to get the answers.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
All right.
And then this weekend, there's a bunch of stuff going on. So there is the Lancaster County Library is having their Spring Fest. It's down at the main library from 10 to 2. There are book talks. There are workshops. There is a plant exchange, and you can bring a bucket and get some free potting soil.
Oh.
I'm all about all these plants
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. And then there's actually some overlap there because it's also the third annual Literary Arts Festival.
It was on my notes too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. So, and some of that is like starting at the library, but then it goes on throughout the day around Lancaster. Like it's in multiple places.
I love that.
They even have poetry reading, an open mic. I think that sounds really fun.
Have you ever written poetry? I feel like you would be a journaler,
I am not a journaler.
No, it's like I know nothing about you.
In therapy, they do the whole like write a letter to the person and do these things, and I never did. And then after my dad passed and I started going back to therapy a couple years ago, the therapist, this time I just decided to listen. And so I did the whole like write a letter thing, and I did actually find it helpful. But I am not a journaler. I'm not a writer. I'm just not.
Have you ever used your art degree for like, do you ever use art as a therapy?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I think the process of making something or even just designing and what do I want it to be can be certainly very therapeutic. Sometimes in a more direct way and other times in an indirect way, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just another way to channel the feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
Or you can just go to concerts and sit there and cry.
Yes. I'm trying, I don't know why we're bringing this into therapy, but, and with my new therapist, I am starting to try, oh my gosh, I'm going to blank on the name though, but it's like rapid eye movements,
Oh, yeah.
EMDR or something like that,
Yeah.
which I have heard about and read about, but I've never done it myself.
Yeah.
So
Same.
we're going to start doing that. I have to come up with my trauma timeline. And then we have to kind of pinpoint some things.
Wow. I will be really curious to hear how this goes.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
I've heard good things about it, but same, it's not something I've ever tried.
Yeah. There's apparently like a light bar that some therapists use that like, you follow the light, but he just uses points on the wall. So.
I thought when they were shining the light in your eyes and you follow it just with your eyes, that was part of a DUI test.
Well.
Maybe I was really in therapy. No, I
was going to say, as full disclosure, someone who's been incarcerated for a DUI once, they do that. Yeah. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot today.
Yeah.
Is that why you knew we were going to talk about that and you wore your prison shirt?
Yes, because it was while you were gone. No, we're not joking about that. But yes, when I was in my early 20s, it is a story to be told that I'm not sure I should be telling on here.
You don't have to tell that one. No.
But it's a good story up until I was, so moral of the story was like, I knew I should not be driving. So I had called someone and said, I don't know where I am, but I can't be driving anymore. So we went through this whole thing of trying to figure out where I was. And then as I was pulling into the parking lot of the place he was picking me up, they pulled me over.
Yeah.
And then I cried in the back of the cop car
and
and said, do I get to go home tonight? And he started laughing at me and he said, yes, you're going to go home tonight. And so they like went in and I did all the things and all the paperwork and had to go to court and classes, but I got to go home. So that's all that mattered to me.
Yeah.
Because
that's a hard lesson.
I don't think I'd last very long in jail or prison.
No, I don't think you would either.
No. So thankfully I didn't have to do that. Anyway.
There are a lot of decisions that we have all made, and there are times where we have done things that I'm sure we shouldn't have done and that we got away with, or that like fortunately we didn't harm ourselves or somebody else, and some of those lessons you got to learn the hard way.
Yes. I just said this today to someone that I was in a meeting with, not today, the other day. Today's so early. Why would we be in a meeting today? Don't make me laugh. That I'm so glad that we didn't grow up with parents who had access to cameras on your phones, and that we didn't have it.
Tracking.
Yes, but like just you film everything with your phone.
Yeah.
Your live stream. I'm so glad I went through college not recording anything.
I really, despite the fact that we're on social media at 7 a.m. in the morning, like I think that social media has really been the downfall of our nation.
It's the constant, yes.
It's constant.
Yeah.
It's constant, and people just put things out there that were just stupid, dumb things. If every dumb decision I ever made was captured out there, it would be not pleasant.
Yeah.
I mean,
now just choice dumb decisions are captured.
yes, now only
like
the dumb
this.
things that we choose to share.
Yes. Yes. Because back in the day, it was like shows like ours that you turn on the radio, and that's where you'd get your news. You'd get your news at 6 a.m., 6 p.m., 10,
Right.
and not like 24 hours a day where it feels like it's
constant.
incessant and scary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I actually, because I felt like I was looking at news too much, recently bought myself a Nintendo Switch because I knew that I was spending too much time like scrolling and looking at things, and it was just too constant, and so I needed something else. And so I am the middle-aged lady who decided I'm going to just become a gamer. And
What's your favorite game to play?
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Mario Kart, and then I've got some kind of Mario World, Tetris.
Too much stress with Tetris. It goes too
love
fast.
Tetris.
I'm not good at that.
I love this whole spatial thing. I feel like even when I'm packing the car, like I can Tetris that shit in good. Like you like fit this and make this go here, and that's like my little car. People will be like, "Oh, it can hardly fit anything." And I'm like, oh, "No, it's just because you're not trying."
Like, no, I have a dining room
You're
table
not
in the trunk.
maximizing your space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a good organizer. I'm a good packer like that, but just not under pressure, a timed pressure. When like if someone were like if I was packing the trunk and someone was throwing all the luggage at me at the same time, I would not be good. But if the luggage was just there and I could figure it all out.
We should have one day like a minute to win it kind of challenge where somebody throws luggage at us and we have to pack it into the trunk.
All right.
Just to see for fun.
Okay.
For funsies.
Yeah. If you want to help with that and you want to bring your luggage.
Yeah, if you want to throw luggage at us.
Yeah.
Reach out.
Here's our email. I will put it up right now. If you have luggage that you'd like us to pack, email us at thehump521podcast@gmail.com. Okay?
Perfect.
Thank you. All right, what other events? Anything?
Yeah, I got a couple more here.
All right.
This Saturday, the Lancaster SPCA, the Positive Paws, like paws of an animal, strides walk at Lindsay Pettis Greenway. It's a fundraiser for SPCA. And there's also food trucks. You can also sign up to walk a shelter pet that is looking for its
When is this, Saturday?
Saturday, 10 to 1.
Oh, I do love that.
I know, but I
know.
all of the animals.
I know.
All of the animals. I love that.
Yeah.
But I do like that. It's such a great organization, too. And then we also have the Indian Lane Community Festival. Mm-hmm. Was that on your list?
Yes, the one I've been talking about that was, I think I've been talking about that it was last weekend, but it's this weekend.
Well, I think the 5K was last weekend. I think Ed's 5K was last weekend.
Last weekend. And then the actual festival is this weekend. But I've been talking about it like they're one and the same. So
because in the
apologies.
past they were. Well, you're just mixed up with last year. Yeah. What kinds of things will they have?
Oh, and now I got all kinds of things that I need to. Yours are right there. Mine are.
So there are inflatables for the
Yes,
kids.
yes.
And I will say, last year I did go, and I don't have kids, and I didn't get in the inflatables, but I wanted to because there were a lot. And it's a fixed price, and then you can just go like bounce in all the bounce houses, which I think is really fun. They have Touch a Truck where they have all kinds of fun, big trucks and vehicles, and I think that stuff's cool.
Is there a dog show too?
I don't actually know.
I have a note that says there's a dog show, but I could be wrong. Since
I could
I also
see
thought
that.
there was a 5K. So
I think
that
there
could be
might
fun.
be. Yeah.
it's free, isn't it?
It's free. And their vendor spots all sold out. So that means they probably have a lot of vendors, artisans. Yeah. I like to pop in and walk around those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I love a good festival where with the vendors and you go and imagine all the things you can buy.
They have a stage, so there are musicians and performers. They have aerialists set up, dancers. I mean, there's a lot.
Indian Land knows how to do it. I'm telling you. There you go. Okay.
So yeah, we definitely have to check that out.
Yeah.
And then next week, I keep seeing this in my social media. Lore Brewing. Have you been over there?
Yes.
Yeah, I like Lore Brewing. I like those mermaid fart drinks that they have, those like seltzers. They do a book club, and I keep seeing it, but this time I've actually put it on my calendar. They do it the fourth Wednesday of every month, and this month they're reading The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. which I've read and it was a good book. Actually, a lot of the books that they've read, I have also read because I'm in 2 book clubs. But
Are you in that book club or
No.
not? No.
not yet, but I'm going to check it out.
You're in 2 book clubs?
Yeah. I'm an avid reader.
I can't do more than 1 book at a time because I get confused. There's too much overlap.
No, I am usually reading a book and listening to a book at the same time, and I just go through them. And so with my book clubs, they are usually picking more current books, so then sometimes I have to buy them, but I'm a huge fan of the library app. So through Lancaster Library, they have 2 different apps, and so you can get audiobooks and regular books or ebooks. And
I just got my email that my library card is about to expire, so I have to go in and do that. And I just feel like there should be a hump book club. That'd be fun.
Yes, we're going to do that.
So, if you want to be a part of the Hump Book Club, I don't know. Comment. Let us know. We'll start.
We'll put something on our Facebook.
Okay.
And figure out what do people want to read, and I love me a book club.
What are usually the rules around a book club? Do you have like a once a month you read a book? You have a week to read a book?
Usually monthly.
Okay.
I think
I can do
month
that.
is the most common.
Okay. All right.
And then some have different rules around genre and time periods and how recently it was published.
We could local authors.
Oh, love it.
I just saw a post about someone is a local author, and she was looking for advice on the cover of her book, so we could read local authors.
Yes.
And then have them on the show to talk about it.
I love it.
All right, you're just
I'm
watching our weekly.
Yeah,
sorry for bringing you into our production meeting, but here you are.
Yes, I love it.
Cool.
All right, what other events do you have?
I have that the public input form for the Gay Street Commons concept design closes on Friday.
Oh.
So you were talking last week about downtown Lancaster. Bringing where we could take inspiration from, and so they're looking for feedback on how to make the downtown space more walkable and community focused. So
stop bitching and start pitching. Yeah, I can't just complain about why doesn't it look like this.
Yeah,
I can contribute some ideas.
Yeah, so you can go to lancastercitysc.com and actually vote on designs.
Love that.
So that I think is great. And we talked about the arts festival already. And I have, what else do I have? The county council just finished a major budget workshop on the 15th. So they're currently looking at how to fund the massive infrastructure needs caused by that, 476% growth that we have.
Just a little bit of growth in the area.
Yeah, no big deal. So there's that. We already talked about that. Oh, have you ever been to the Red Rose Festival?
No, I have.
Oh.
Yes, I have. It's coming up, right?
It is coming up in May. Yeah, Sister Hazel will be there as a headliner.
Ooh. Yeah, let's go.
Okay. It looks like they have the little yard signs all over the place by my house, and it looks really fun.
There's also, when they hold it, there's a fun little antique store right down there on Main Street in Lancaster, and we can pop in there too.
Have you seen the new Nifty Thrifty?
No.
I think that's what it's called. There's a new thrift store. I think it's called Nifty Thrifty, and it's all kind of 90s themed, because the theme of the Red Rose Festival this year is 90s.
Oh.
But there's a new thrift store that just opened that I really want to go to.
We're going to have to check that out.
All right.
Even though I say I don't thrift, we're going to go, and I'm going to come home with some new piece of furniture to refinish.
That's fine. We'll do it live on the show.
That'll be fun.
Before we get into whatever we're going to get into next, speaking of events and upcoming things, should we talk to the Waxhaw Community Theater?
Yeah, I would love to hear about it.
All right, take a look. Elizabeth and Lauren, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Are you ready for opening night?
Yeah. We are very close to being ready. Yeah.
So close.
Yeah.
So close.
Yeah, so close. In spirit, absolutely. Still a few technical things we got to work out, but just with Tech Week and all of that. But yes, no, we are very ready to share this show with everyone.
Very
okay,
excited.
good. I am excited to come see it. I have a question about Tech Week and all that leading up, all the rehearsal. Is there a really fun spot in the rehearsal, like getting ready to open? Like, is Tech Week awful? Is the begin like, is that a good question? I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I get the question. I don't, Elizabeth, do you want to answer? Or?
You can go first.
I was going to say, I mean, people refer to Tech Week as Hell Week a lot of times, so it kind of has this stigma going into it. But I personally love Tech Week. I think it's fun to see all of the elements come together. You have to have patience. You have to come into it knowing that there's going to be kinks and things that you need to work out. Yeah. But if you come into it with that attitude, it's so fun to see all of these puzzle pieces that you have been working on or that other people have been working on and you haven't really been a part of. When it all kind of gels and comes together, I think it's super exciting. So it's one of my favorite things.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll second that. Being able to see all the elements of the story come together, to especially the music, because that is so much a part of telling a story, and especially for this one. And I've stage managed a few times in the last year, and being able to be on the other side of the curtain is really nice for me this time too, to see how everything plays out.
That's so exciting. Well, tell everybody about the play, who you play in the play, where people can play with you in the play, all the things.
Okay. Well,
I'll let you start because you're the beauty queen.
So this is the Beauty Queen of Leenane, and I play Maureen Follen. I am 40 years old, and I live in the hills of Connemara with my mother, Mag, for the past 15 years. And I think that's as much as I should be saying as right now. So I'll hand the mic off.
And, well, you did the accent. I'm going to save mine for the show. I play Mags. I'm her mother. And yes, we don't want to give away too much because so much of this story is kind of seeing their relationship play out. But it's definitely one of those stories that I think people will recognize certain aspects of their relationships in. Hopefully not all of the aspects that you'll see, but possibly some of them. And I think it's important to do that so that you can maybe start having some conversations about some of those things that you're seeing. But yeah, it's definitely this relationship between the two of them that kind of is underlying throughout the whole story. And then we have a love interest that plays into it, and his brother, who is, I guess we would call him the comic relief if there is one in this show. But he has moments that are truly just so funny. Just the way he interacts with people. So I think that it's just this story about their relationship, kind of how it developed to the point where it's at, and what then happens because of that.
Can we talk about when it is? Oh, it opens on the 30th.
And then we have, so it's the 30th and then the 1st and the 2nd for shows. It's that Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that Saturday has 2 shows. Yeah.
Okay. And where can people get tickets?
At the Waxhaw Community Theater.com/tickets, I believe, or /events.
Yes. Tickets, I believe. Yes. That's awesome. Have you both been, I know you had talked about stage managing, like, have you both been in theater for a while?
I personally am a bit newer to it as far as like going full force into doing theater. So starting last year, I really started to dive in to finding things. So I've done some more side roles in the past year. So this is like my first chance to really develop a character and stuff. So I'm excited.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I've been in and around the Charlotte theater scene since, I want to say it was 2017. Was huge into theater, high school and college, and then had kids. And we all know theater is a big time commitment. So kind of had to pull back from that a little bit while I was raising my family. And then when my girls got old enough that they were a little bit more self-sufficient, and I could have that free time to kind of start getting back into it, that's when I started. And just kind of in and around the Charlotte area, I do a lot at Old Courthouse Theater in Concord, at Lee Street in Salisbury, Davidson Community Players. And this is my first time doing anything with Waxhaw, so I'm super excited to be a part of this program that's kind of new and growing and trying to find its feet in the community scene here or the theater scene here in Charlotte.
Yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit because obviously everyone knows, you know, you go to Charlotte and that's where all the big Broadway shows are. That's where all the big musicians are going, all of the big stuff. But there's so much talent in this area and creativity. Can you talk a little bit about why it's important for community theaters to exist in the first place and why people should be going to them and supporting them? That's a lot of questions.
Yeah. I'll say from my personal experience, it's helped me get out of my shell quite a bit, and being able to have a space where there's a little bit less pressure, at least, as opposed to like the huge theater in Charlotte, for example, to really get in and play. And there's still a lot of amazing talent, as you said here, but there's more of a sense of community. And then on the acting side of it too, when you really get to see what parts of yourselves are in these characters, it can be a little eye-opening sometimes, and like to see where you can get to. So the importance of having these smaller theaters also just support the community in general too, like the businesses, the sense of morale in the community, to have somewhere fun to go that's safe, and so you can sit back and just relax and experience a story instead of just watching it as well.
Yeah.
And giving those opportunities to people who maybe haven't had the opportunity to go, like you were saying, to those bigger theaters. It's you know, there's so few and far between roles, right? There's only so many roles in each show, and sometimes the talent that comes in, it's the same talent over and over again, or it's talent that's being pulled from other states. So trying to give people that are local opportunities to kind of showcase their talent or to express, you know, their abilities and things like that. I think community theater's a wonderful and safe place to do that. And I like too that community theater sometimes gives us stories that sometimes the bigger theaters are afraid to take on. You know, there may be a little bit more of a risk, or, you know, maybe they're afraid that it's not going to be a named show that a lot of people would know and would buy tickets to. So I feel like we can kind of explore some really great pieces of work that are out there that maybe wouldn't have the opportunity to be showcased if not for the community theater.
Yeah, you end up maybe stretching your acting skills even more than if it was a big production.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I also want to let people know that one of the great ways to support theater, if you love theater like I was a theater major in college and learned very quickly that I should not be doing that. But I love live theater. I love theater. So one of the things I've done even for the Waxhaw Community Theater is usher and volunteer to be an usher. And it's a great way to give back and help and see a show all in one big swoop. So if people are out there and like, well, I don't want to be on stage, there are ways to still support.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's just something about being at a live show. There's a connection in theater that you don't get, you know, from a movie, because it's a real person that's right there in front of you. And I think that there's just like this kind of boundary that you sometimes have with a movie theater or a TV show or something like that kind of goes away, and you just find yourself maybe empathizing a little bit more, or understanding a little bit more, connecting a little bit more with that live performance than you would in another type of setting.
Yeah, because you're in the room while those people are feeling those emotions instead of just seeing it on a screen. So like you feel that energetical balance or imbalance that they're experiencing.
Yeah, with other people in the room and the actors. Like it's just a whole, I can't even, I get goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah,
I know, it's magical.
Yes, it is. What age group is this show for? Not children. So
definitely 18 plus.
Yeah. Maybe a mature 16-year-old. But it could be I teach high school theater, and I don't know that I necessarily want to invite my students.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Okay. Noted. Are you? Do you know what's coming up next for both of you, or are we just concentrating on this show right now?
Go ahead, Elizabeth.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say this is so it has just been a really, really good year for me, and it has just been back-to-back shows. So this, in order to do this show, I had to make a promise to my family that I would take a break after this one. So my heart is in this show because I know this is kind of be one that I take a little bit of a not necessarily sabbatical, but just a little bit of a break from. And just kind of spend some time with my family. They just feel like they haven't seen me much, which they haven't, because theater rehearsals take a lot of time.
Yes.
But yeah, so I think that also makes this show super, super special and important to me too, knowing that. But yeah, so for me, it'll be a little bit of a break. I'm looking forward to summer vacation.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're teachers, so summer's coming. So
Yeah.
you get to, yes. All right, good. I love that.
Yeah, and I don't have anything planned immediately after this, but I will be directing the stage reading at Fort Mill Community Playhouse, A Nice Family Christmas, and that'll be in December.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
excited.
come back for that. I love a good Christmas show.
Yes.
So please come back for that.
Absolutely.
Yes. I also, speaking of time commitments and time away from your family, we're actually recording this at almost 7 p.m. They have been so nice to do this after work. So I want to thank you and not take a ton of your time. So tell everybody, how they can follow and support Waxhaw Community Theater, and tell everybody the dates and where to get tickets.
Yeah. Okay. So we're on Facebook, Waxhaw Community Theater. We also have our website, and the dates are April 30th to May 2nd. We don't have that Friday show that weekend, but we do have 2 Saturday shows to make up for it. Yeah. We're excited to see everyone.
Yes, yes. I love a good opening night, so I'm sure you'll see me.
Yeah. Awesome.
Good. Lauren and Elizabeth, thank you so much.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank
so
you
much
for having us.
Of course. Now go be with your families and take a break.
Thank you. Appreciate
you.
it. All right. Well, we'll see you opening night.
Yes.
See you soon.
Okay, so that's the Waxhaw Community Theater.
We got some pretty talented folks in our area.
I guess so. So that opens next week if you want to be my date to that.
Yes.
I love a good
Yes.
opening night of theater.
But we're going to have to take you some cough drops because,
And this will be gone by then,
you know,
right?
with my auditory pet peeves, I can't have you coughing
Listen,
in my ear.
that would drive me nuts. So I would feel
Now,
bad.
you also have done some work with Waxhaw Community Theater.
Yes, you will see on this show. I did, well, you won't see it because you wouldn't notice, but that I did it. But I helped with some of the set decorating.
That's awesome.
It was fun. It's a little, I don't know how I get into these things. I think I asked and I was like, you know what I've always wanted to do? And they were like, okay.
They're
So,
like, we have a job for you.
yeah. So I got to go pick out stuff and bring them stuff. And some of it they were laughed at and some of that they liked. So.
Well, I'm excited to go see it, so you should go see it too.
Yeah.
And make sure you note the amazing decor.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. There you go.
Sweet. What else is going on? You got any news happening in our area?
I had news somewhere on my list, but I don't know where it went.
I did not spend a lot of time this week looking at our local news. I'm not going to lie. Yesterday, because I do, of course, follow the Planning Commission, I'm always looking at their agendas. They did have a meeting yesterday. I haven't watched it yet. If I don't go in person, I do like to watch the Planning Commission. Well, those I don't usually watch, but County Council, I usually go back and rewatch. I like because you can watch them on a faster speed. But when I was looking at the info for the Planning Commission, they had all of these capital requests for like infrastructure improvements and things. And I was just reading through Walnut Creek. One of the items, they want to spend $2 million to put artificial turf on the 3 soccer fields.
Yeah, I heard about that last year. That was a big thing.
But it didn't. It hasn't happened.
It
yet,
hasn't
obviously.
happened.
Yeah.
No, but that was a goal of theirs.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, I know how I have a tiny, tiny little patio in the back of my townhouse that I put turf in for the dog so she wasn't muddy, and I know how much that cost.
Yeah. Well, $2 million is what's in the request.
Huh.
I'm not necessarily against it. I just had no idea how much artificial turf costs.
Yeah, a lot.
But then if those fields can be used for other things, I mean, yeah.
I wonder how long turf like that lasts. Like, will there be no maintenance then for 20 years? Because that could be fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I also saw requests related to updating an entire IT system for like emergency dispatch and records keeping, but there were no dollars listed on it. So I'm like, I'm sure that's not free. I don't know. There's a ton of stuff out there. Again, I'd like to just go look at it. I will have to go and actually watch the recording from the meeting to see if they talk about all these different line items and things. It's just interesting to see all the different areas. And I know it always comes back to money, but I would love for us to have all the money to do all the things that our community needs and to provide for everyone and give everybody a great life here.
Can we, as a community, buy a lottery ticket to pay for these things? Like, that should be in the budget. So many lottery tickets.
Better suited to just buy them on our own and then like be good stewards of the community and gift it. Maybe there's laws about buying lottery tickets if you're.
Yes, probably. I don't know.
But it would be fun to just win big dollars and then we could be like, oh, I want to park here. Name it after me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if someone would like to sponsor us scratch-offs every week, that'd be fun. Every week, and then live, we see if we've won any money.
And then we're like, peace out, we're done.
And then it just, the end.
Oh my god.
I'm on a trip.
Yes. Yeah. I just wish I had money to do all the things, not only that I want to do, but to give more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I wish I did.
Well, speaking of money, if you'd like to sponsor this podcast and help us do all of those things we just talked about, you can, because sponsorships are available. If you'd like to be part of this little party that we're at, send us an email, would you? Right there. Oh, would you?
Oh,
right there.
Go.
There we go. The Hump 521 podcast at gmail.com. Advertising slots now open.
Yes, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to advertise from us, we'd love to hear from you. Reach out to us.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the end of our show?
No, we do have one.
We have a game to play.
Oh, we have a game to play.
Course.
And somebody did ask me recently that I met through a networking event, and they were like, oh, but aren't you still doing your real work? Yes. Mm-hmm. So I am very much still Guerrilla HR. I still have my Guerrilla HR podcast. I work with lots of clients. I do compensation, human resources consulting. That is my jam, my bread and butter. Like, that's what I do to make a living. And this is something that's on the side that Rich and I started to do that's fun and in addition to. And same for Rich. I know that you're still, doing my podcast.
Yes. Yes.
Amongst a million other things. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, this is just fun for us.
Yes.
Yeah, we still do real things outside of this.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun, though, if your only job was from 7 to 8 in the morning and then you didn't have to do anything else?
Yeah. We're looking for serious sponsors to make that happen.
Yeah, but we'd still probably do our other jobs, because why not?
I would. And actually, because I love the work I do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, we have a game.
All right, we have a game. I made up a little game.
Should I be nervous?
No.
Okay.
You know how these games go. Let me get to it in the right subject here. The game is called 521 Drought or Doubt.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
There have been some water restrictions in the area lately. Mm-hmm. So these are just going to be statements, and you have to tell me if they're fact or not fact. Okay?
Got it.
Statement. Under the new Stage 1 advisory, if your house number ends in an odd number, you can only water your lawn on Wednesdays and Sundays.
I believe it's recommended. So, true, fact?
That is fact, yes. Odd numbered addresses to stick to Wednesdays and Sundays, even numbers to Tuesdays and Saturdays between 2 a.m. and 10 a.m. So wake up and do that.
Yeah.
Number 2, the county is asking everyone to avoid non-essential water uses, which officially includes a voluntary ban on refilling your swimming pool.
True.
That is true, yes. Yes. Number 3, we only have 4.
Okay.
Because of the drought, you are legally required to drive a dirty car on 521 until it rains for at least 3 consecutive hours. Is that true or false?
I'm going to say that is false.
Okay.
My car is usually dirty, so.
This is exactly why I can't play the game Chameleon. because as soon as there is a lie involved, I start laughing. I'm not good at that. That's usually what people who are really good liars say is, I'm not a good liar. Anyway, all right, final one. Duke Energy is actually reducing the power at their hydroelectric plants right now specifically to save water in the lakes for our drinking supply.
True.
That is true. They're being...
I wasn't sure of the answer, but you just like breezed through it so nonchalantly.
Oh, I was trying real hard.
So your tell
Yeah.
or lack of tell told me it was
Yes.
true.
Yeah. If it's
Yeah.
false, I just start laughing. Because
Yeah.
you have a... Yes. Okay. This is
Because
true.
we need some water is what it comes down to.
Yes.
We could also plant other sustainable things that don't require as much water in our yards. Just side note. We could look for other ways to also use less water.
And you can find those on our website, saveourwater.521.com. We don't have that. Oh, did you also news is that the train is down to one line each way now because they're expanding it.
Oh, into Charlotte?
Into Valentine. Yeah.
Oh, is it going into Ballantyne?
That's yes. And then
No.
yes.
I don't believe it.
Well, you can ask Tony when he gets home because it took him like 2 hours to get there today.
Well,
because
I believe
they're
that it's
down
close to one line, but I can't believe they're building it into Ballantyne.
That's what he told me, and I believe everything he says.
Oh, well, there you have it.
Who knows how long it's going to take? It's probably going to take 5 years for that
I've
to
never
happen.
been on the light rail.
I haven't either.
Not even one time. I have lived here for 15. I don't know. I've lived here for years, and I've never been on the light rail.
Broadcasting live from the light rail. Interviewing all the people on the light rail. We just walk down.
And then we asked them, did you pay or not? Because I think it's a big...
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
They have higher security now. But yeah, so it's plan ahead if you're taking the light rail because they're...
Service delays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you have it. Stay in Indian Land in your dirty car in your traffic.
Yeah. But the good news is soon... if my sources are correct, you'll only have to drive to Ballantyne to get on it.
That would be nice, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also could use some public transportation down here. We don't know. We've got none.
No, we don't.
Which
Well, I
makes
can't
it
even get
hard
an
for
Uber
people.
in my neighborhood, so...
Yeah. Transportation's a important civic thing.
Yeah.
You got to be able to get places. Like
That's true.
jobs. It's important.
So many things important.
So many things.
What's also important is that you come back next week and watch another episode.
Yes.
Okay?
We look forward to seeing you again next week.
Have a great week, everybody. Have a great Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Like, subscribe, save, and share. I don't know. Love you. Bye.